everyone, welcome back to the channel. So we're going to do the second bird in Small Victories by Johanna Basford. So the other day, yesterday in fact, I filmed this one. So we're going to do this. I'm still not really sure about what colours, but I'm just going to pick them up as I go along. We're just really going to pick them up as we go along, why not? So let's come down here. I kind of feel like I want pink florals on this one though. Like these ones pink and then these little ones blue. So I think on this one, I'm going to do the florals first, just so I can see what that looks like and then decide what colour will look nice in the background, maybe. Or maybe, no, I've got a different plan. I'm so just winging this. I'm thinking, because I wanted to do those blue, like bluebells, but I could do quite a deep blue with some shading on those. So I'm thinking the belly, the light background, the belly of the bird, I'm going to do a really nice pale blue, like the palest blue I can find. Yeah, I'm going to do that instead. Why not? So I'm going to go in with this one. Let's start with light ultramarine 140, and I'm going to start by going in all the background areas, so all over its head. And we're just doing a light layer. Do its head and its body with this. What colour are blue tits? They're blue and yellow, aren't they? But where's the yellow part of the bird? Is the yellow part on the belly? I think it is, isn't it? I will just... This colour reminded me of the colour on a blue tit for a second. Oh God, my window cleaner just scared me half to death. That noise is my window cleaner, cleaning the windows. Oh, just nearly had a mini heart attack. Jeez Louise. It normally comes on Wednesdays. It's Tuesday today. Oh, I've got such a nervous disposition. Is that the right word? Spraying water all over the windows now. Well, the bonus is that he uses one of them things on a really long extender. So he doesn't use a ladder. So at least he can't see me. So it's not that awkwardness of someone staring at you through your window. Because there's nothing worse. In fact, if I hear him coming when I'm in the living room downstairs, I actually go and hide in a different room. I'm not gonna lie. I'm one of them people where when somebody knocks on the front door, I go and hide, or I think, who's that? Who's knocking on my door? Who's that? And I'll have a look on the ring doorbell before I go into the door, or spy through the little hole in the door. I can't bear it. I'm not right, am I? That's why we all colour. I think most of us have got a bit of anxiety or something else going on is the reason why we colour. Not everyone, but a lot of us. A lot of us. Gosh, mate, it's still going. There we go. And then I do want to deepen it up a little bit. So I'm going to get, I think, let me check which blue I want. I don't want it to be too dark. Are these the same colour again? Yeah, I'm going to put one of them pencils out of the way so I don't keep picking it up. I'm going to use this one, light phthalo blue 145, for a bit of a shadow. I'm not going to do much. I'm just going to do a little bit under the wings, maybe. Drag that out a little bit. I'll do those bluebells, a completely different blue. Like, maybe even like, you know what throws me? Is that bluebells are called bluebells, but they're not really blue, are they? Thinking about it. They're more like a purpley kind of colour, aren't they? Like, we've got them in the garden at the moment. I'll put a little picture there, actually. Yeah, we've got the bluebells in the garden. I love them. I love them, bluebells and snowdrops. I love them. When we first moved into this house, the garden was a bit of a mess, if I'm honest. I think the woman who was here before us had done, like, you know how people do rockeries in the garden? I think she'd kind of done like a rockery, but all over the garden. And it was all overgrown as well. So when my kids were little, the little one with autism, she wasn't good at steady on her feet. She was really clumsy as well. And she used to always fall over the rocks in the back garden because you couldn't see them. You couldn't see where they were. So we paid for the garden to be sort of dug up and laid fresh turf down. But prior to that, the garden was full of bluebells, and I think what looks like now, looking back on old pictures of them in the garden playing, it looks like there were forget-me-nots in there, which is sad really that we had to pull it up, but it wasn't safe for my daughter in that garden. But yeah, but now we've got a few bluebells and snowdrops like growing back through from nowhere. They must have been lurking deep underneath the surface of everything we dug up and come back. They've come back, so I'm happy about that. They can stay there, those little flowers. I'm just going to drag this colour down a little bit and leave it lighter on the edge, this one. I'm going to leave it paler at the bottom. And then we need to shade their little head, of course. We can't leave the head like that. So I'm going to come round the outsides of the head again on this one and deepen up around the edges. I love this little page. I'm kind of thinking I don't really want to do a background on it, but it looks like a lot of white space to not do a background. But I'm just not sure. Maybe I'll do a little tiny bit of pencil underneath the feet, so it looks like a little shadow or like the stud on something. I don't know, but I don't want to ruin it. I did a page in that new Castle Arts colouring book, that The Amazing Butterflies by Castle Arts. I did a butterfly page in there, and I don't like the background on it. A few people have commented, because I posted the picture on Instagram. A few people have commented saying they like the background, it's pretty, but I don't like the background. I liked it before I put the background in. Because I saw what it looked like before the background, and I think it looked better. So I kind of feel like I ruined it a bit with the background. It happens. Sometimes it happens. But the good thing is that nobody else saw what it looked like before the background, so they don't know how much better it looked. Only I saw that. Let's get a bit of shade in there and a little bit at the top here. And then we'll leave the rest. I'm not missing all bits around here, ever. There's nothing. I don't think there's nothing. But we do need to do the tail, so I'm going to go back in with the light ultramarine 140, and we're going to get that tail done, because I've completely forgot I wanted this tail the same colour as well. So let's get that in there. And then we'll go back in with this light phthalo blue 145. What's that truck outside the house? That's a learner lorry. We have a lot of them go past where we live. The HGVs with the L's on, where they're learning how to drive one. I'm just pulling this colour down each little bit, don't know what you'd call it, each little kind of feather. Don't ask. Oh, it's the day I dread today, isn't it? It's the day I dread. The after school club day for the kids. We have to run round after school from one school to the next. So I've got a quick tea planned for tonight. We're just going to do burgers. Nice and quick and easy. A couple of the kids like chicken burgers and a couple like beef burgers. So the beef burgers only take about 15 minutes under the grill. The chicken burgers probably about 20 in the oven. If I did them in the air fryer, they wouldn't take as long. The chicken burgers, maybe. Lob them in the air fryer, maybe. You have to just do quick teas sometimes when you're rushing around after school with the kids. So yeah, but I'm not having that because I'm being good. I'm doing my healthy eating. Oh, what's that message I've just got? I think I've finally just got a message through for a house repair message. I hope it is. I've reported a couple of problems with house because it's a council owned property. They come out and fix whatever's broken or needs cleaning, or you know, like gutters need cleaning. So I'm gonna go back in with the ultramarine now, the light ultramarine, and just take up some of that white space, not all of it. Is this the colour I used? This isn't it. I'm not going all the way down because I'm going to use a blender pencil for that little bit on the edge, just so it's staying a bit paler than everything else, a bit lighter. I'm not going to put this colour into the body, so there. Where's my blending pencil gone again? It keeps hiding. Got it. I'm just going to clean it off, because I think the last time I used it I was blending those browns and blues up there. I don't want anything to transfer. I'll do. So I'll start off with the face, and I'll just use my blender pencil in the lightest area. So where it's the lightest shade of blue, we'll go in first there. Just push all that into the paper. And then we'll do the body. Don't know if I'm a bit too zoomed in. This might be going very blurry. Let me pull it up a little bit. I just do not want the camera to start having a hissy fit on me and going in and out blurry. There we go, and then these little bits on the edge of the tail, just to really work them into the paper as well. And that's the background done. I like it. So why I know what colour I'm going to do the bluebells, I'm going to do those first. So I'm going to go in with some slightly deeper blues now. So I'm going to put a base down of middle phthalo blue first, 152. So we've got these two here, and we've got these at the bottom. And then I'm going to use this Helioblue reddish, 151. And I'm going to start at the tops. Oh, that alarm again. That house alarm. It should go off in a second. They're normally quick to turn it off. I'll say that now and it'll stay on. Oh, it is. No, it's not. Thank the Lord for that. So I'm pulling this colour almost out all the way down to the bottom, but not quite. At the end we'll put some nice gel pen detailing in on that, and it'll look really pretty. So that's that one. Next I'm going to go in for some pink florals. We'll do some pink florals where I was out of frame, haven't we? So let's find some nice pinks. I think that one and that one. or is there anything lighter? Just like, no, I'll just use this. So I'm going to go in first with light purple pink 128, and just going to put a light layer over those petals. I think I might have just spotted a bit of the background of the bird, what I've missed. This bit here, in between here, because they're petals, that's the flower, they're leaves. Is that part of the leaf? Or is that background? I think it's background. I'm just going to go in and fill it in with my blues, what we used in the background. Because I just think it looks like it should be the background. Yeah. Anyway, let's go in with a darker pink now. So let's go in with Fuschia 123. And I'm going to deepen up the edges of this one. And leave it paler towards the centre of the flower. I'm wondering if the message I've just got about the house repair, if it's one that I reported or if it's the one that next door reported. Because next door's house used to be a council house, but then the people in the house before them bought it and then they sold it to my now neighbours a few years ago. So it's like an ex-council house, that one next door. And they knocked on the other week and said they'd been having some problems with rainwater leaking through the chimney, and would I mind if they removed the chimney and capped it off. And I said that's fine with me as long as the council were alright with it. And he actually works for Wigan Council, so he said he'd spoke to his boss about it and they would be the ones to come and do it. So I said, oh well, that's absolutely fine then, I don't mind, you know, as long as it's alright with them. So yeah, it could be that. Could be something to do with that. That's going to be noisy when that happens because they'll be on the roof. They'll be on the roof. So that won't be the best. I think I'm going to do some of this pink on this bit under here. So I'm going to go back in with the lightest pink. I'm going to go in with light purple pink 128. I'm just going to do these bits down here. I think the little feathery bits. It's all part of the feathers. Quite a lot of feathers on this one, not many florals to be honest. Sort of all leaves, or leaves there, and then feather bits. And then I'm going to go back in with Fuschia 123. And I'm going to do darker here. And leave it a bit lighter at the edge. And there's another bit like this over here, like underneath this floral here, but I don't know if it's part of that floral. What do I think? Yeah, I think it's part of the floral. I'm going to do it as part of that floral. I'm going to give this little birdie a pink beak though, because I give this one a blue one. I'm going to give this one a pink beak. So we're going to go back in with the lightest colour, which was light purple pink. Just put a light layer over his beak. And then deepen it up with a fuchsia. And there. leave it a bit lighter on the edge. And I think round the eye as well, because we've not done round the eye, I'm going to do it with this middle phthalo blue. And I'm just going to do a block colour around the eye. Make it stand out a bit from the pale blue that's down. Yeah, oh, he's cute. Isn't he cute? Now what colour would go nice with pinks? What colours could we pull from this to sort of fit in here? I think some brown, you know. I think maybe a little bit of brown. So I think we'll do some brown leaves. I think these ones here underneath the pink will be really nice brown. So I'm going to do that, you know. That'll look nice, I think. So I'm going to go in first with raw umber 180. I'm just going to put a light coating of that colour on there. Light layer on all these ones. Just here. I'm going to leave those two there. We're going to do those ones green. Do that, and I think I'm going to do the ones on the head brown as well. So these ones here. So I think brown and blue goes really nice together, and then we've got that pop of pink which really complements the brown and blue as well. I think it's really pretty. So now we're going to deepen up some of those browns with the burnt sienna 283. And now, do I want to do this darkness on the tip or at the top? Tip or top? Tip, top, tip, top, tip, top, tip, top. You know what? I think we'll do it on the tip. There's an emergency vehicle just going past my house if you hear something very noisy. That's what it is. They're always going past. Decided to shut its siren off abruptly. So what's your favourite bird? If you could pick any bird, either one that you get in the garden regularly or ones that aren't in your country even, like the hummingbird. We don't get those over here, but I'd love to see one. I've said it before, I'd absolutely love to see one in person. I think they just look gorgeous. I never realised how small they was either. I assumed they'd be bigger. I don't know why. I like the little, I think they're called finches. Are they finches? I'm sure they're finches. But you know what we have a lot of in our garden? What overpopulates our garden is wood pigeons. The really big fat wood pigeons. We get loads of them. Absolutely get loads of them. They're absolutely massive, some of them. Must get fed good around here, I'm telling you. Drag that up there. Then we'll do the same on the ones on the head. So again, I'm going to put the colour on the tip of the leaf. Pull pull it up into a lighter shade at the top. Same on all of them. And this one down here, nearly missed that then. Wasn't out of frame when I was doing these, were I? I just suddenly looked up and I thought, did I move my book? Or have I been out of frame the whole time? Oh, please tell me I just moved the book and it weren't out of frame. Eek! Oh well. Right, I'm going to do his feet brown as well. So I'm just going to go in with a block colour of raw umber for the feet. Because, yeah, I am not trying to shade those little teeny tiny feet. It's not happening. It ain't happening. There we go. Now I need to pick a colour for this bit and that bit. I think I'm going to go with the ochres I used on here. I think we'll bring some of the yellow from there into here to keep it in keeping with the rest. So I think we'll start with the lighter colour, dark cadmium yellow, 108. I'm going to do this floral first. So we'll do those as the floral as well, those little bits down there. Like that. I will pop this in the centre of those florals as well. Like that. And I'm also going to pop this colour on these feathers down here. I think that's a nice contrast. So we've got a bit of the yellow popping at each sort of angle around the bird. It's quite nice, isn't it? There we go. And then I'm going to go in with the darker shade. So the light yellow ochre 183, and let's just get some colour down on this. I'm going to start at the top with the darker colour. We'll go in all around the top and then we'll gradually bring the colour down and lift off. Bring it down and lift it off. And then we'll do the same with these bits underneath. And then this one we'll just sort of pick out little areas we want it darker, maybe a bit there. Very random. And then the bit at the bottom, oh, should we do it darker on the tips again? And then have it coming up there. You can really go in with your hard pressure at the bottom of these little feathers. There we go. Now we need some greens in here. So I'm going to pull some of the greens we used up here into this. So I'm going to use first, we're going to go in grass green 166. And I'm going to use this for these ones here. So we're going to put a light layer over these greens. Like so. And then I'm going to use this one, permanent green olive 167, and go start from the top there and then leave it paler at the bottom. Same with this one. And that one. And then we're going to do light green 171 on these ones. And a little bit under the neck there. And then I'm going to use the pine green, the colour that gave me jip on this one. What wasn't going down on the paper very well, so hopefully today it might have changed its mind and work a bit nicer. But the pine green 267, I'm going to put it on this one. Oh, it's still resisting a little bit. Must just be the colour of it. Why did I decide to pick this pencil up again? Somebody remind me. Somebody remind me where I picked that colour up. You can feel it like scratching on the paper, like getting stuck to it. Like that noise. Really strange. And then I'm going to add a bit of this colour into this bit up here. There we go. And then I'm going to use, for these ones down here, I'm going to use the green opaque 174, and I think I'm just going to do a block colour on these ones. Why they're so small. There's another emergency vehicle going past, guys. Oh, that's a noisy one. I think that's a fire engine. Spot the emergency vehicle. Wild reindeer, wild. I'm just going to blend some areas that I've not blended now. So I think the brown areas, we didn't blend them. So I'm going to go back in, all these little areas here, I'm going to go back in with the lightest brown we used, which was the raw umber 180. I'm just going to go and push that into that white space there and really blend that colour in. And backwards, I know most people do that first before going on to anything else, before colouring anything else, but I don't know. I think I have a short attention span and I just move from one thing to the next. I really do. And then these ones on the head. Put that in there. And then this little bit here, what we've not coloured, I'm going to go in with a pink. But I'm going to use the pale pink first. I'm going to use the light purple pink to go back into these areas. Just at the bottom of there. It's a slightly different pink now, but I'm not going to do that on these ones. I'm going to use the blender pencil so it stays a bit brighter. But on the beak, I'm going to use this. And then with the fuchsia, I am going to do a block colour on this spirally bit here. I think that'll look really nice pink. That bit there and that bit there. You can get it in. Teeny tiny that. So I'm going to use my blender pencil now once I've cleaned it off again. Just to get into these pink bits here. Just to blend those out a little bit. So they stay brighter. The highlights stay a bit brighter with your blender pencil. There we go, and then we've just got the little bluebells. If you want to blend the bottom bits of those where we didn't blend, you can do that. You can blend these little yellow bits we didn't do if you want to blend those. Make it all a bit more vibrant. These green bits. Yeah, once you're happy with it, that's when I tend to get all the blending done, once I'm happy with it. But yeah, I'm just gonna go in with, I don't know whether I want my blender pencil on these little bluebells or just the paler blue. I'll go in with a paler blue. We're going with the light ultramarine and just put that on the tips of the bluebells. 2 little ones. There we go. Now it's gel pen time, I think. So I'm just going to erase something that's annoying me on here. Gel pen time for all the little details. So you'll notice that I like gel pen details if you've seen this one up here. So we're just going to start off with some nice little details on the head. So I'm going to go over Johanna's line art. So what she's put in with black, I'm going to go over with white like that. So it's really going to stand out against the darkest browns. Really pretty. I'm going to put a little nostril there again on the little beak. I'm going to accentuate the highlights in the eye. And we're going to have some little dots on the bluebells. And then not forgetting these little brown leaves here. And then the dots that Johanna's put in down here. We can go over all of them if you want to go over all of them. Like that. It's looking pretty already. And then I'm going to go over these lines here, the pink florals. Really brightens everything up when you start putting the white details in, do you not think? It just sets the whole page off. Finishes everything so pretty. There we go. I'm going to put some little dotting details on the leaves. And they're quite dark over there. Will show up quite nice bit on there. And then a few on those leaves there. Because we didn't put any shading in on those ones, so it's nice to put a little bit of gel pen detail over the top. And then again, I'm going to follow the lines that Johanna's made on these brown leaves. So it's sort of little dashes. Is that what you call those? It's not dots, it's like little dashes. Teeny tiny. You're in frame. Best move you up a little bit. What's the lip mark on the paper? There we go. Now I've noticed this little bit here I've gone over in blue, but I probably should have, because this bit's pink here, probably should have done that little swirly bit pink. So I'm just using the fuchsia now to just try and add a bit of fuchsia into there. Just push the colour in, that's better. And then I'm going to leave the yellow bits because white gel pen doesn't really show up well on yellows. And I'm going to put some details into the tail here. So I'm just going to follow where this is gone with the white pen. Maybe add a few little dots here and there. And I think that's done. I think it's done. If you want a few more dots on the body, because there's quite a bit of space there with nothing on, you can put a few little dots around the body if you want to. But that's it, I think. Now, you could put a background on this. I'm not entirely sure what I would do for a background, guys. I'm just looking at it and thinking, let me zoom out so you can see it properly. I'm just thinking there is a lot of white space and it looks like there should be something in the background, but I'm just not 100% sure, and I don't want to ruin it. That's the thing. I don't want to ruin it. I have no clue what to do in the background of this. No clue whatsoever. I have no clue. I have no ideas. Absolutely none. The only thing I can think of is put a little bit of a shadow underneath the feet so it looks like they're actually standing on something there rather than nothingness. So I might do that with a little bit of, you know what, it might be nice to do that with a little bit of a purpley colour. Maybe. Let me have a look. Right, a bit of this colour. No, this is teeny tiny. This is light magenta 119. Because you cannot see the writing on it. So yeah, I'll put a little bit of something underneath the feet so it looks like they're standing on something, a bit of a shadow, a bit of a pinky shadow going on, and you can sort of make it go off in it whatever direction you want. If you just put a light layer down, then you can go in with your white pencil around the edges, either your white or your like blender pencil, and then you can blend out your edges. Then it just kind of looks like there's a bit of a shadow, a bit of something going on. If you feel like you want to darken it up right under the feet, you can deepen up right under the feet. Might be good, and then just soften off as you lift up further up there. Make it a bit darker there. And we can soften off. Soften the edges a bit. Right, so I'm going to do the same on this one, and then I'm going to get the whites to sort of blend out the edges a bit. I think some pages you're just better off leaving and not doing a background, I've found. But it's just when there's a lot of white space you just feel like you have to do a bit of something. But let me just deepen up right under there a little bit. Let's get the whites. Have I got a white somewhere? Okay. Or an ivory. A white or an ivory will do. But I've got a white. Right, let's go in with the whites. So white 101, and I'm just gonna use it to soften the edges. It will sort of blend them into the background a little bit. Turn the beat round. There we go, let's really soften that. And then we can do the one at the bottom. There we go. They're standing on a little shadow. Don't ask. Do not ask about any of my ideas. I'm just going to erase in the middle of there. It just looks like it's picked up a bit of the brown from the leg and just got a bit muddied up. I'm just going to erase around that edge as well. Where's my duster brush? I'm just being fussy now, guys. But I'm just going to erase around the edge a little bit. Just soften it a bit more, that's all. Then I can get the white around it again. I'll soften this edge. Round it off a bit. Let me get my white pencil back. To the side. Oh, I've got pencils rolling everywhere. And I'm going to put a little bit of detail on here. I can just lift it up. I'm going to use a gold Posca pen. Let's make sure it's working. Just put some little details on this purple bit at the bottom. And I'm going to put in like a little, it's like dotting details. But I'm doing it in a floral pattern, so I'm doing like 1 dot in the middle and then 5 dots around it, just for a little bit of difference. You don't have to stick to putting it on the bit where you've done it purple. You can pop little ones there. Do a big one here. I think my pen needs a bit of a shake. Although I have used this pen a lot. A lot. It's been overused, this pen. Another emergency vehicle. I'm going to do some on the bottom bit now. Oh my gosh, I'm dropping the lid. This is what happens when I run out of ideas for background, and rather than just leave it, I have to faff. And then she starts ruining pages because I don't like this. I'll be honest, I don't like what I've done here. But there's a way to fix it. Do you know what the way to fix it is? 1, acrylic paint. 2, metallic paint. Metallic paint is brilliant. Let me show you what I did with metallic paint. Hang on. Because I might actually let this dry and go over with some sort of background, because I don't like that. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna pretend I like that. I don't. I shouldn't have done that. I don't know what I did. I should have left it. I should have left it. Why don't I listen to my own brain? Anyway, what I did with metallic paint in a different book, if I can find it. I don't know where it's gone. Oh, it's my Hannah Calvin book. Let's have a look. I did a full-on liquid chrome background in this one. That's watercolour, metallic watercolour, all in the background. Now it's looking like I might want to use this again on this to cover up that monstrosity. But anyway, yeah, I think I will actually. Let me go and grab some water. I've changed my mind. I'm not going to go metallic because it's going to take away from the gorgeous little details on the bird. I've decided I'm going to cover it up with acrylic paint instead. So I'm using this one. So this is the Decoart Americana, and it is in, is it called medium green? Hauser medium green. I think that'll be really nice. So I've sort of mapped out this little rectangle around the birds, and that's the area I'm going to paint with the acrylic paint. Because sometimes in life we make these mistakes, we do things we don't like, and we can either leave it and write it off as, oh well, I don't really like that page, or you can fix it normally with acrylic paint or glitter or metallic watercolour. That's my little tips and tricks there. So I've got some of this paint on the side, and I'm just going to start. I think that Posca might dry by the time we come to it, so I'm going to start in the corners. I'm going to turn the beat round. Oh, but this is just what I'm like, guys. If I make a mistake, if I don't like something, just cover it up. It's the worst that can happen. Just being careful around the edges, because the thing is, if you mess up with acrylic paints, there's not really any coming back from it, because you can't remove it. So, but the good thing about acrylic paint and colouring books is that they don't bleed through. They're quite thick and nice, and they don't bleed through the book, so they're really good for colouring books actually. Now I'm wishing I should put some tape on here to get a nice straight line, but I don't know where my soft tack tape, not soft tack, low tack tape has gone, and I didn't want to put regular tape down, because if I'd have ripped the paper of the book, then there's no coming back from that either. You rip your book and it's disaster, game over. So I'm just trying to be neat as I can around the edges, but I haven't got any tape, guys. So if you've not got any tape yourself, you can see that it can be done without tape. I think this will look a lot better when we've covered up that. I don't know what I was thinking. Do you ever get that sometimes? You just do something and you think, well, what was I thinking? Why did I think that would have been a good idea? Why ever in my life? So hopefully this green's going to be nice and complementary. I think so. I think it'll look nice when it's dried. You could also use, if you've not got, you know, the Decoart Americana acrylic paint, gouaches are good as well, because they're a bit thicker than watercolour, and they work well as well for backgrounds, I find. I'm going to have to turn the boot while I get to this edge, I think. I'll just try and be really careful here. We've got room to work with. If we go wrong, we can neaten up the line. We've sort of got space to work with, I suppose. No, I need to turn it. Which way do I need to get the best angle on it? This way, without putting my hand in anything. There. Work out the best angle that you're the steadiest with. Mine's this way, definitely. No, we are still a bit wavy. to worry. Oh, someone's cutting the grass outside, so if you can hear a lawnmower, don't know if it'll pick up on that or not. If you can hear a lawnmower, that's what it is. And this is going to look nice when it's done. Get that covered up. Get that monstrosity covered up right there. This video's got to be about 2 hours long. An hour colouring a bird and an hour covering up my mistake. My horrible, horrible mistake. But at least I'm showing you how to fix it. Hopefully you've watched the video through before doing that. So if you've followed me at the same time and done that first, I apologise. I apologise. I'll try and pop something in the description of the video to warn you first. If I remember. Hopefully. Let's get that there. Right. Now we've got this edge to contend with. And hopefully that Posca's dry. It doesn't take long for paint pens to dry, if I'm honest, so fingers crossed I can go straight over that in a second. Let's try and get into this area here. Oh, what was that? Got a bit of a lump there. Let's try and get that off the page. I don't know what that is. Bit of hardened paint or something. Try and wipe that off the brush. Smooth this out a little bit. Right, we're going to go over this bit now. It's going to be quite hard to get in between as well. The legs here, so I might have to switch to a thinner brush to get in between the actual legs. That bit. Get under the belly. There we go. Get rid of this monstrosity. Might take a few coats to get over that bit. Might take a few coats. Not to worry. Don't breathe, don't breathe. Go. It's just a case of building up on this to cover it up now. could put a little border around this as well. At the edge of the green, you could go around with your gold Posca pen and create like a little edging, like a little gold foiled edging. That might be nice. Might do that actually. I'm going to spin this round when I get into the corner. I think this is the first time I've actually done acrylic paint in this book as well, actually. Thinking about it. I used to always do acrylic paint backgrounds, always. I've done a lot in the Camilla Decoart Cute and Creepy. I did a lot of acrylic backgrounds in that book. Most of it was to cover up the wallpaper type backgrounds in those books, if I'm honest. Let's get around this area and then we've just got the bottom bits. And let's do this bit as well. I'm in frame. Created some work for myself here, haven't I? I don't know. Anyway, I've got a bit of extra paint on my brush. I'm just gonna go over some areas where it might need an extra coating. Let's get this underneath here. We've almost got rid of that nasty bit. A little birdie. Almost. This colour, whether it's just the way it's drying, it might be alright once it's dried. But it doesn't seem as opaque as other acrylic paints that I've had from this range. They're normally really, really opaque. This one seems to... It's because I'm trying to cover some up. It's like, here, have this. We're not going to be opaque for you today. Make you work. Might just be the way it's drying in places, but it's hard to tell until it's fully dry everywhere. So I'll make sure I've got a full coating over everything. Wait for it to completely dry, and then if there's any areas where I think it needs patching up, I'll patch it up. Another emergency vehicle. I must have been filming for about 10 hours at this point. Go. Get rid of this beak. It's like a don't breathe moment, this. on a bit round here. It is, it's not very opaque, it's like you can see the white of the paper underneath this colour. Right, let's get over this monstrosity area next. Let's just go under the belly. Let's spin it round. I smell something nice cooking, and it's not coming from my house. It smells like tea cakes or something. And you, buddy. Yeah, it's gonna need a couple of coats around this area, I think. You see the pink showing through underneath right in the feet? At least the good thing about this is it dries pretty quickly. It doesn't warp the paper too much. So that's a bonus. Right, where I can see it's maybe a little bit pale now in areas where it needs going over. Around the feet here you can see another coat a bit above the back here maybe. And then I'm going to let it dry and then we can properly see where it needs going over. I definitely think needs an extra coat there. bit in the corner, I think. And we can see a bit there. Let's quickly do around these little feet. But I'll go around this little head of this duck and the edge of the tail there. It's looking better, slowly. The black, the Decoart Americana black, is really opaque. Like, you definitely only need one coat of that. But this colour, it's needed a few little touch-ups. How long have we been filming? Lord knows. I stopped it, didn't I? I stopped the camera to go and get my water. No idea. I'm thinking over an hour, definitely. I hope my camera storage can, my phone storage can handle the amount of time I've been filming. And then we can get it all on for you. You can see the disaster through to rescuing it. Rescuing it somewhat. Well, at least we've got a background now. I was saying it was like too white in the background. No, it's not, is it? It's definitely not too white anymore. Got a whole background going on now. It's just this feet that needs sorting out now. Turn that up a little bit. Oh, gone over that line a bit, but I'm not going to be too worried because I do want to go around the edges with that gold Posca, like I said, just to really finish it off. So that doesn't really matter, that bottom part of that. Right, let's get in here and under this belly of this little birdie. Don't forget to really flatten your acrylic paint out, because if you leave it and you've forgot to spread some of it, it will dry like raised. You've not pushed it into the paper. There we go. Got rid of that monstrosity. Got a nice coloured background on there now, so it doesn't look too white in the background. And now I'm going to go around the edges with my gold Posca pen, and that will just finish it off. It'll really put a nice little border on it. So I'll start at the top, because we started there first, didn't we? And yeah, just going to do a bit of a gold edging on it. So about that thick, about that level of thickness, I think will be quite nice. And that goes really nice with that green as well, actually. So if you've got any wobbly lines as well that you've made with the acrylic paint, if you didn't put tape around, you've got a few wobbly lines, you can really kind of correct it a little bit with this pen. Because you've got more control over this pen than you have with a paintbrush. What do you think, anyway? So we'll get to that edge. Might struggle a bit to get into this edge, but I'll try my best. Let's really push the spine down a bit. Oh, my belly's rumbling now. I've been filming for longer than I had planned. I'm starving. I'm starving. Yeah, this bit's a bit tricky in the spine because it's just tricky to get in there, if I'm honest. But as soon as we're out of there, we're rolling. Let me check the line. Oh, have you noticed how quiet I've gone? The concentration on this. Have a little look. I spin it round, oh that'll do. That'll do. So we'll get to the bottom here and we'll drag it out a little bit down there. And we're gonna go all along the bottom bit. Oh, shall we do the side first because we did that bit first, didn't we? I'll do down this side first because that might be a bit drier than. Oh, did we? Which side did we do first? No clue, I forgot. Hopefully it'll all be dry. Like I say, it doesn't take long for acrylic paint to dry at all. It's quite quick. Quite quick. Again, be careful with your Posca pen because you can't erase it. It's a paint pen. Anything you do with this you can't erase. go. Pull this down a little bit to where we need it. And we'll do the bottom bit and then it'll be done. Look how nice, how much nicer that looks than that little, whatever that was, what I decided to do earlier. I do not know what it was. And hopefully nobody copies what I did. Gonna get that to that part and then we're done. Did you hear my belly rumble then? I heard that. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Right, I'm not going to touch it now. That's it. It's done. No more mauling, Kirsty. No more thinking we'll do any funny ideas. Ah, we rescued it. We rescued it. There we go. We got there in the end. So I quite like that actually. I quite like that background now. It's added some colour. It's added some colour. It's quite cute. So yeah, acrylic background on that one. Posca bend border. Polychromos for the rest. Don't make the same mistake I did. I'm going to have to pop a little note in the description saying don't follow completely. Don't follow the background until the second bit of the background. Yeah, I'll try and pop a little note on if I can remember. But yeah, thank you for staying tuned through that chaos. Please do hit the thumbs up on the way out if you enjoyed it. Comment down below. Subscribe if you're new. And I will see you in the next one. Thanks for watching everyone. Bye bye. You can see the sparkle. Ooh, sparkle Posca.